What is TV Host Maker Live? During this 3-day event, you'll learn how easy and affordable having a TV show is, and more importantly, how to monetize your TV show. You'll learn everything from set design, show format, tech, production, monetization, building audience, on-camera confidence, booking and interviewing amazing guests, and becoming the celebrity expert that attracts clients, customers, fans, followers, and the media. I uncovered the winning formula called the STAR method that will make you become a TV star. So sign up today to make your dream of becoming a TV star a reality. Hey there, and welcome to I Have Today. I'm your host, Diane Forster, and this is the show where we talk about the art of intentional living. I'm very excited to be here today, bringing back a very special guest. She is a close friend of mine. She's making massive impact all over the world, and her name is Helice Bridges. She is also known as Grandma Sparky. So what we're going to talk about today is our theme for today is who you are makes a difference. And over the past over 4 decades, Grandma Sparky has dedicated and devoted her life to letting people know that who you are does make a difference through her phenomenal blue ribbon ceremonies. We're going to talk about that today. She's already impacted the lives of over 50 million people. She's well on her way to touching 1 billion. She has some exciting news to share with us today about some updates of things that are happening. She's 82 years young and she has no signs of slowing down whatsoever. And you are going to absolutely love this episode today, and you're going to be inspired and empowered by her. She's just an extraordinary woman. All right, so what to expect on today's show? Not only are we going to have that interview with Sparky, but I'm also going to share some updates here on what's going on at I Have Today. And stay till the very end, because we always end every episode with a powerful mantra meditation, taking in all the lessons that we've learned in our time together and tying it up beautifully so that you can leave this episode feeling better at the end than you did at the beginning, and really take it in your heart and take it in your soul and have it be ingrained in you and as a part of you. And that's how we live intentionally, creating more happier, joyful lives together. So, all right. So we are streaming right now live on E360 TV. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and we take this show and we turn it into our podcast. So it is available on all podcast platforms as well. Where we're located, if you search I Have Today with Diane Forster or Diane Forster Official, those are my handles out there, you will find this show. You can also check out my website at dianeforster.com. We have a page that's called I Have Today, and all the information about the show and where you can find it, current upcoming episodes and previous episodes are there. So make sure you check it out. All right. Well, let's get to our intention statement. Each week on this show, we share an intention statement with you. And this is your weekly intention, weekly affirmation for the week. And today's is, I have today to love and accept myself and others. I have today to love and accept myself and others. And I wanted to put you first. We need to put ourselves first. And Sparky is going to talk a lot about self-love today, that where that really starts, before we seek the love of anybody else, we need to have it within ourselves. And so when you do love and accept yourself, that provides the freedom and opportunity for you to love and accept others just as they are. And this is how we create peace and harmony and acceptance in the world, is by that. So What we did, my team created a beautiful graphic for you. There it is on the screen right now. That is available for you on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. If you go over to my profile, you will see a button that says intention statements. This graphic is already there. And what I want you to do is just take a screenshot of it and use it as your as the screensaver for your phone for the whole week. So that every time you look at your phone, you are reminded of this. And that, through that repetition, is how you start loving yourself more and accepting yourself more. So check it out. And while you're over there on my Instagram page, if you're not following me and you feel called to, give me a follow over there. I'd love to be friends with you over there. So, all right. So what's happening here with us? Well, you saw at the beginning of this episode, we're going to be hosting another live event. It's going to be a 3-day virtual event. I have more information about that coming up later in the episode. So stay tuned for that. Lots of exciting things happening. The I Have Today TV network is in pre-production. We are onboarding hosts right now. They are being trained. We're getting ready for our launch in just a couple of months. Very, very excited about that. I'm going to have more information about that for you because we definitely want you to follow us over there and become fans of all the incredible hosts, their expertise. So all the resources that you need in your life are going to be found on this one network channel. So exciting. So, all right. Well, I'm getting ready to bring Helice in the studio, virtual studio with me right now. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsor, the Spifter. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. All right. Well, we are getting ready to bring Helice in the studio. It's hard for me to call her Helice because she's Sparky to me. We're getting ready to bring Sparky in the studio, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with her. I have so many great questions for her, and she's been up to so many good things. But I want to show you this video of her because this encapsulates just a fraction of the power that this woman is and the mission that she's leading in this world and the millions of lives that she's touched. So before we bring her on up, I want you to take a look at this video. Thanks.
Helice Sparky Bridges is known as the First Lady of Acknowledgement, a best-selling author, trainer, speaker, mentor, life coach, and entertainer. Sparky is a TEDx presenter and creator of the world-famous Who I Am Makes a Difference Blue Ribbon Ceremony, proven to avert suicide and end bullying, make dreams come true in a minute or less. Since 1983, as a founder of Difference Makers International, Helice has been an unstoppable force in helping create dignity and respect among all people through the power of acknowledgement. Her Blue Ribbon Acknowledgement message has impacted over 40 million people worldwide. Sparky has been called a cross between Martin Luther King, Gandhi, and Lucille Ball. She is the recipient of the TKF Gandhi Nonviolence Award, and her wisdom brings out the goodness and greatness in people of every age, race, and religion. Now at the age of 73, this adorable and unstoppable grandmother is launching her new company, Ignite What's Right. She's a community change agent, and her focus is on 1 billion people out of every 7 on the planet, shifting their focus from talking about what's not working to acknowledging what is working. A tipping point for positive social change.
All right, Sparky. Well, apparently that video is older than we thought it is because you've done quite a bit since that video. Thank you, team, for pulling that video from WMA. It was MAV, but you know what? That's a decade old. Oh, man, do we have things to catch up on. So, woo. But you know what's so powerful about it? Your mission has not changed one bit.
One bit.
Mm-mm.
I
Hey,
went. Go ahead, ask me the question.
no, I just wanted to say, hey, Sparky, so good to see you. Looking
It,
so good.
you know that when I sent you that video, when the sizzle reel, I haven't used it in such a long time, and I'm looking and I said, well, how am I going to decide that it is now from COVID? I'm not red anymore. I'm gray. And but that, and I'm 82 instead of 73. Um, and a lot of things have changed, but that's the good news for everybody, is because we're here to talk about what's possible now in this moment, where we were, where we're going to. I think it's important for all of us to know that.
I think it is too. And it's always good to see how far we've come too, because so many people are always focused on, oh, the next thing, the next thing. And I feel like I have so much more to do. Like if you talk about hitting 1 billion and your number's at 50 million, you think, oh my God, we have so long to go. And no, what we have to do is we have to be celebrating how far we've come in the journey. It's so important. Every little milestone is important, right?
Your theme about loving ourselves is that. I was grateful that the theme, because every time I do a program, or training, I always take a picture of myself.
Do
And
you?
I like the way I look, and I like to see myself happy. And I go, "Are you happy?" Yes. And I take a picture, and every morning, every time I do anything, and just because I now know how to love me first, like you say, that takes a lot of 180-degree turnaround.
Yes. Yeah. That's really beautiful. Just before we went live, everyone, I want to share this. Sparky shared with me that she recently attended my TV Host Maker Live event, which was my kickoff event, which
Right.
was so wonderful to have you there, and so beautiful to hear your words to me. But it was also so beautiful to have a space where you could honor me and the other attendees there. And the reason you attended the event, how that came to be, is we are also both friends and colleagues with the phenomenal Anne Landstrom, who is a world-renowned, international award-winning branding and boudoir photographer. I actually spent the day with her yesterday, assisting her at an event, and we had a great time. And she told me, she told you about the event, and that got the ball rolling for you to come to the event. But where I want to go with this is, I know Anne is in the middle of creating your life story. She's videotaping it and making the chronicle of your entire life. And she shared with me, she said there were so many things about Sparky that I didn't know, and I was like, what? And she started telling me some of the things. I said, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that either. In other words, you're so beautifully complex in so many ways. And there's so much about you that people don't even know. That I didn't know you adopted your sons. I thought they were birthed sons. So I know I'm kind of jumping right in, but will you share the story about that?
Yes. So when my first were married, and we found out that we couldn't have children, we went we were in Los Angeles, and so we went through the adoption process, and for both of my boys, but they were 21 months apart. They're now, what, 56 and 58, I think. I'm not even sure. Hello, in case they're watching. I don't
Yeah.
keep the time anymore. But I think the precious thing about that is uh, that we can give birth to love, and to
Yes.
be able to children are there. We have so many children in the world that need our respect, our love, our nurturing, and I'm grateful to be a grandma of 5. It's a what a luxury thing.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm going to ask you this, why, what about the blue ribbon movement, which explain what it is, how you discovered that you wanted to love yourself. and then explain how this took the direction of going towards the children.
Yes. Okay. So 40, it's almost 45 years ago now, I was a millionaire. My husband and I, we own a gorgeous home overlooking the ocean, all of the 3 luxury cars in the driveway, everything looking really good. My kids were preteen and they were surfing in the ocean below. And that's the great news. The other news is that while my husband was a beloved and brilliant entrepreneur, behind closed doors, he didn't know how to love me. He knew how to control. He was intimidating. And he was, uh, I was invisible in the house. Anything I wanted, or anything I needed, it was denied. He wouldn't even look at me. And I existed that for 18 years. So that's that news. I was suicidal.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are, and didn't even know I was so depressed because it shrinks you down when you're always put down or you feel
Belittled.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm a brilliant business person, but at home I'm just shriveling up. I finally did not commit suicide. I shouted to the heavens, "Stop the world, I've got to get off." And I was sobbing and I was on the floor rocking back and forth. I said, I got to find a place and a way where people love each other. And what came through me in that instant was a whisper voice, sweet voice. And the voice said, "You can't take your life because someday you're going to sing, dance, and write and have a musical on Broadway in New York City, and you will bring love to the world." And I popped up like toast, just from gonna die to what?
Yes.
And I heard it like you're my best friend
Yeah.
telling me, and I sought out to do that. But here's 2 things. One is I have created a musical that was on Broadway downtown San Diego with a cast of 150 Miss Teen American contestants. I have written music that's been on ABC's 2020 from nothing, from not knowing. It's just tapping in.
Yes.
The other thing is when I did leave my husband and I left my career, I gave up everything. I just gave up everything, not knowing who I was. And I eventually just screamed and said, I got to make a difference. I didn't know where that language came from. It's the prerequisite to that time where everybody now knows making a difference. But and then I asked, how can I make a difference? And the next thing I knew is I was co-chair of the San Diego Hunger Project.
Mm.
And very few people know this, but I spent 10 months and we enrolled 10,000 people to do something to end world hunger. And this is where I discovered by speaking on stages in middle and high schools, talking
Yes.
to the kids about how to end world hunger. When I was finished, the kids and teachers would come and approach me. And one of the boys said, my father is losing his job and we're going to go homeless. And I'm terrified. And a girl comes up and said, my mother's got cancer. And I'm beside myself. And a teacher approaches me and she said, my son just got arrested for drugs. And I simply don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden I started hearing from people everywhere. I didn't know what to do. And I prayed on it. And I thought maybe they needed to be loved like me. And that's
Yes.
why I created the Blue Ribbon.
So fantastic. So fantastic. And it's such a powerful 1-minute ceremony. How many people have you trained? Like, how many ambassadors are there?
Yeah, I would say that we now have a Train the Trainer program, Standing Strong Together. It's a community building leadership training certification. So we have leaders for the state, for all of San Diego, the state of California, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois, Minnesota, Costa Rica, South Africa, Nigeria, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out right now.
Fantastic. It's fantastic, Sparky. Yes. And I mean, how many lives do you think you've saved?
You know, with my story in Chicken Soup for the Soul, when in the first the original book of a boy that didn't commit suicide,
Yeah.
that was responsible for going into a television movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was responsible for for that movie to be picked up and on YouTube, and it was number one for 10 weeks on YouTube. So
Yeah.
it created approximately 50 million people all over the world tuning in and checking our just a 3-page story in Chicken Soup attracted millions of people to contact my little cottage house when I had a landline.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. The power of that story is so powerful. All right, you've written a couple of books, and your book, all right, let's show Who I Am Makes a Difference
Sure.
first for everybody who doesn't know about your first book. There it is right there. We're going to have a link for it in our notes. Tell us about that book and why you wrote it, when you wrote it.
So I wrote it because of all it's so what people may not know is this is a blue ribbon. You can see it above me right here. But
Yes.
it says who I am makes a difference. You're talking about loving yourself first.
Yes.
And I'm going to take you through a little 30-second thing so you can all see how this ribbon is. And then I'm going to tell you some of the stories, quick little stories about why I wrote the book. This
Yes.
is blue ribbon says who I am makes a difference. And for all those that are leaning in to I have today, is to be the present for the love that you have for yourself and all other people. It takes you to join us to hear all of the stories that Diane is gifting us so that we can stay present in the moment. And you are the great people that are challenging your own life and taking the risks. And I love you for that. Would you accept this gift? Yeah. May I have
Yes, I
permission to
will.
place goes above your heart and it points up toward all your greatest dreams coming true. Tradition is I take the spark from my heart and put it in your cheerleaders. It's like a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Bing! So every time you hear a bing, you'll know that the child within us just got our dream. And when I began to honor people, I gave them 2 extra ribbons to pay it forward. And I'm going to tell you may I tell you the story, a brief story in Chicken Soup? The
Yes, of
signature. I
course.
think it's very important for my heart and everybody else's. What we can do in 60 seconds or less with love. And a teacher in New York bought a little package of ribbons. I think she paid $20 for it, $25 back in the day. And she started to honor each of her high school students. This is in New York. And she placed the blue ribbon above their hearts, and cheered them on for their dreams, and gave them 3 extra ribbons and said, go out into the community and let's do a community building experiment with love. Let's see what love can do. And so the kids went out this is a high school senior, went to a junior executive on Wall Street and honored him for helping him with his career planning. Placed the ribbon with his permission above his heart, cheered him on for his dreams, and gave him 2 extra ribbons and said, we're doing a class project. Would you honor somebody and give them the extra ribbon to honor another and come back and tell me what happened?
Mm.
That afternoon, the junior executive went to his grouchy boss. Man complained and put everybody down and so forth. And he said, sir, I just want to honor you with this blue ribbon. You're a creative genius. You built the company and you gave me a job. And I
Mm.
really appreciate it. And would you accept this gift? And the boss said, well, I guess so. And he said, I'll place it above your heart and I'm going to cheer you on for your dreams, and gave him a bing and gave him the last ribbon and said, go and honor somebody and come back and tell me what happened so I can report it to this boy in class. That evening, the grouchy boss is driving home in New York traffic. Who am I going to honor? And he Comes home. He sits this 14-year-old boy down on the sofa and he looks at him and he said, "Son, every time I come home, I yell at you for not cleaning up your room or getting better grades in school. But tonight, I just want to tell you that who you are makes a difference and that I love you."
Mm.
And the boy starts to sob and he cannot stop crying. He goes over to a drawer, opens a drawer, pulls out a gun, looks at his dad, and says, "I was planning on committing suicide tomorrow, and because I didn't think you loved me, and now I don't have to."
Mm. Oh, that gives me goosebumps and makes me cry when I hear that story. It's incredible. It's really incredible. And now I'm getting really emotional. And now I'm going somewhere with this. How powerful our words are. And lack
Yes.
of words is just as powerful as negative words. And when we have negative self-talk and doubts and fear, which we all do, right? So much comes into our belief system and becomes our paradigm when we're young. And it's the stories that we tell ourselves over and over. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable enough. I'm not worthy enough. And that fear of not being enough comes in. And we need to know that we make a difference. This is why this is so powerful. You know, out of, a moment with this grouchy old boss who got to be softened for a minute and was instructed, now you have to pay this forward. You have to go do this. And to give that gift to his son, who his son needed it so desperately. And the the ripple effect that goes on from generation to generation to generation, I believe, Sparky, that the blue ribbon will stop that and negate that. And I
Yes.
believe starting with the children, which is where you are, where you go. I mean, you honor everyone, but your heart is for the children, is the place to start because that's what's going to stop the generations of the abuse going forward.
Yes. Let me speak to that for a moment and just say that we live in what I call we're stalled in mediocrity.
Yes.
I'm writing a book called Flat World, Round World, Out of This World. And in
Mm,
Flat World, almost 95% of our communication is about blaming, shaming, complaining, or judging about ourselves or others. And it is our societal model worldwide, literally.
yes.
And
Yes.
so generation after generation, all we're doing is feeling like we're not enough because it's passed down even by the grades we get in school. We get a minus with a red mark on the top,
Yeah.
minus this. It doesn't say plus something you did right.
Right.
So we don't even know that that it's not about us. It's just like dust on furniture, just falling every day. You can clean it up and it's more dust. I say that the young people can transform that, whether I'm in a corporation speaking to thousands of Fortune 550 companies, or I am in elementary, middle, high school, college campuses. The
Mhm.
fact is that every single person will say to me when I honor them, or they get honored by others, which is in the book, they'll say, "You're the first person that ever told me I mattered."
Mm.
That's 95% of the people I've honored, which is hundreds of thousands over the years. And when I pay it forward, we're saving a life, we're ending bullying, we're stopping violence, we're enhancing uh, emotional and social and financial health and well-being, and we're healing our planet when people, you can't plant a tree or a bush or anything without fertilizing it, without sunshine, without water, and pulling the weeds.
Yeah.
And that's no different for human beings. We need to do that for our children, to be able to give them the sunshine, the love, and just to say, "I, what's your dream? How can I help you? What do you need?" Go for it. I believe in you. Thumbs up, a smile. It'll change everybody. Little things like that.
Yes. So powerful and so true. And so needed in this world. More and more and more of this. And love is the most powerful emotion in the world, is that. And
Yes.
we all need to know that we matter. We matter. We would not be here in this physical existence at this time right now if we weren't meant to be here. We are meant to be here, and we are meant to love, and we are meant to, explore and create and learn and grow. And I love your work. I love being in your life. Every time we're together, whether it's just you and me, we're out to breakfast together or we're in a setting together, there's always sparks of magic and love. And it always feels good to be around you. It always feels so good. And that's the way it should feel. Everyone feel. The reason why that is, Sparky, is because you give so much love, right? And so when we are giving it, yes, we got to give it to ourselves. That's what feels really good in this
Right.
existence. Not taking, it's giving. And it's
It's
contagious. Yeah.
it's our authenticity. We always think we were taught, don't air your dirty laundry in public. That was when I grew up.
Me
Uh,
too.
so we would tuck it in that emotional basket case that we're inside. We have so much hurt, and we don't have a place to say it without regurgitating or drinking or
Right.
killing ourselves or whatever. But now it's different. Now the culture is saying social emotional literacy it's an idea as time has come that when we talk, we can talk together, whether we're not in an AA meeting anymore. You
Right.
know, we're really one on one, but we don't have to hang into the old conversations with I have today. And when I came and watched your show and people can be on their own TV shows, and I showed up, we show up because of our relationships with our friends who we
Mhm.
trust, who are, Anne is a builder of love.
Yeah.
She is an expert photographer. And
Mhm.
she said, I'm coming down. And I went, oh, let me come. And I wanted to be with you and then I was in awe at this amazing event you produced. And
Mm.
I was hanging and taking my notes and going, my God, what you have done. And I want to say this for all of us. And I mentioned that before we got started with this. It takes something to take your dream and mature it and make it real. But we don't have to work so hard anymore, because if you can come and stand on the shoulders of somebody great like Diane or myself or somebody that has already been there, you on the railroad tracks, you have bypassed all this time and energy and everything. But you have to be with people you trust and love.
Yes.
And we're all in that inner circle when we've done the work.
Yeah.
And we trust each other, we love each other, and we can tell the truth. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but we're resilient. Yes.
We are so resilient, and thank you for that, because um that means a lot. And I'm really emotional today with you, Sparky. I don't know why I'm so emotional, but I just feel so compelled to share that with you. And what you said about vulnerability, one of the things that I recently started doing
Mm.
is I cry every day. I cry every day now. If I feel an emotion and something makes me sad, whether it's some past memory of mine or hearing something beautiful or touching, I feel the emotion and I allow myself to express it.
Right.
And I have to tell you, it's been changing my life so much, so exponentially, to just be able to feel sad, feel vulnerable, that it's okay, that I don't have to have it together all the time. And that's part of the not airing your dirty laundry. What will the neighbors think? What will people think? And what will others say about me? And just to be authentically ourselves, that it's okay. And part of the problem of people not feeling loved is if they show any sign of quote unquote weakness, then they're not enough. And that's not the case. That is
Right.
not.
I say that going crying is like going to the bathroom. When you have to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what God gave us, tears to just release.
Yes.
And so we can have some fun with this sucker because, at 82, I'm a lot different. I'm whole and complete now. I love myself. I've been through, you know, like all of us, the ups and downs of the world. But
Yes.
you can't push any buttons in me. I've got nothing left except love.
Yes.
I can give it to myself first, and I love people just the way they are and the way they're not. I have nobody that I just like love it people. I'm thinking of one small story. May I tell it?
Yes.
Okay, so and we'll go into what's going on with the kids
Yep.
because they don't even know the paradigm of this kind of communication exists.
Hmm.
They don't
Yeah.
know how to move from where they are to where they want to be, even if they're wonderful young entrepreneurs. But what comes up for me is a story in my book about Isabel. And it was a long time ago, and I was kind of broken. And I'm sitting in a bench overlooking in La Jolla, the ocean, beautiful area in San Diego. And I
Hmm.
see this old lady. She's hunched over. She kind of have a beak nose, and she's just staring out at the ocean like she's all alone. And she's at a bench about 20 feet away from me. So I decided to come and sit on the bench next to her, and we're both staring, right? And without looking at her, I said, if we never saw each other again, what would you like me to know about who you really are?
Ooh.
It just came through me. And she said, nobody cares. And I said,
Mm.
I care. And she said, I've always wanted to be a ballerina dancer, but my mother told me I was clumsy and that I would never be a dancer. So I've been dancing in the closet ever since I was a little girl, practicing my dance. And I said, Isabel, dance for me, dance for me. And she gets up and turns her body. The ocean is in the background, the sun is kind of setting, and she goes from a slumped over to shoulders up, head up, and she points her toe forward and her hand to the side, and she does a little curtsy. And that was it. That was her dance. And I applauded. I was her audience. She sat down and she told me she was a librarian and she was so wise. And for a half an hour, she poured everything of all her knowledge into. I never saw Isabel after that, but she was a story that I wrote that was also picked up for Chicken Soup for the Soul. And I just thought about it now that wherever age we are, we can matter and make a difference to someone. Uh,
Yes.
but mostly it is us that is filled from that recognition.
I love that question. I'm going to use that, Sparky. If I never saw you again, what would you want me
Me
to
to know
know about you? That is
about who you really are.
about who you really
It
are.
came right through me. It wasn't something I was premeditated. It just was
Yeah,
that moment in time.
that is so beautiful. So brave for her to do that and you to call. Yeah, show. I'm here. Dance for me. You know,
You
share
know,
with me.
it's something priceless because it's not a doing, it's a being. We said Gandhi said we must be the change we wish to see in the world. He didn't say do it. When you're
Yeah.
coming from a being, you're authentic. There's no pushing. It's a space of safety.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and I just it's a cherishable moment when we don't have to look good.
Yeah.
I don't have to figure it out. It's too much. neck up. We're the whole body,
Yes.
we're mind, body, and spirit. So I encourage all of us to just, like you do at the end, take a deep breath, meditate, and so forth. It you know, and then one of the things, and I know you're going to bring this up, but the kids, you
Yeah.
brought that.
I want to bring up your children's book and what's coming up on
Right.
next week that you're doing. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I was going to say that I've been training. I've been on assemblies teaching kids, elementary, middle, high schools, college students, business people, all for 44, almost 45 years now. But one of the times that I was years and years ago, one girl came up to me, a bunch of kids came up to me, and one girl looks up at me, beautiful big brown eyes, and she said, "Give us a voice."
Mm.
Nobody gives us a voice. And she was about almost going on 13. And I said, "I promise you, I'll give you a voice." But I didn't know how to give a voice. I didn't even have a voice of my own.
Yeah.
Today we can do that. So on February 5th, 2024, which is a week from now, on a Monday, hosted by Mission Federal Credit Union, we have teenagers all over the city of San Diego. And this is a vision I had. How can young people transform anger, apathy, and violence into dignity and respect among all people in 60 seconds or less with the blue ribbon?
Mm-hmm.
What if we gave that to the kids and gave them a platform, the training, the tools, and a voice so that they can get recognition for being able to not be put down like they're just another teenager, but they have purpose. And so San Diego, our event is San Diego Teens Enhance Mental Health of 50,000 people. That means
Mm.
50,000 people will be honored with this blue ribbon by a series of kids from teens and young adults from all over San Diego. And those that are coming are community leaders, their principals, the young people, and they will all be, of the kids have raised the money for the ribbons. But I want to tell you about my grandson, who's 16 years old, is one of the teens, and he is what he called the
Yes.
motocross,
Yep.
and his friend Jacob. And I just want to say, when I met with them, because they're always coming in and out and surfing and everything else, they got no time. Especially, I didn't think they got time for grandma for a moment. Hug, kiss, goodbye. And when they asked, "Can we do something for a community service project?" I said, "Sure." And I sat with them and I told them about quantum physics. I told them about how they can transform the world in 60 seconds or less. And they leaned in for 3 hours with me. And they dropped their jaw and they said, "Wow." And they went out and tested it out and they started honoring people. And they said, "Grandma, we never really realized how much and how valuable people were and that they didn't get honored. And we're doing it now, and it's changing our lives and it's changing their lives."
Mm. Mm. So beautiful. So beautiful, Sparky, that you're doing that. All right, couple more questions.
Yeah.
First is about the book. Let's show team. Can you show her children's book? And yes, so Sparky, talk about this. Sparky and the Magic Blue Ribbon.
This is a true story. I've been asked to write this story for about 10 years, and I finally have. Uh, about a little angel. You could see her on the book cover, and she flew into my when I was 4 years old, and I was sleeping. And then in a dream, she came into the window, landed on my heart, and she said, "I've been traveling the world looking for children who would bring love to the world. Would you help?" In my dream. And I yelled, "I'll help, I'll help." And she said, she was wearing a blue velvet pouch in my dream. She took out a magic wand and she circled it around my head. It was gold magic dust. It tickled my nose and made me laugh inside. And she said, "From this time forth and forevermore, every time you smile, sick people will get well, sad people will become happy, and angry people will not harm themselves or others evermore." And she
Mm.
flew out the window and was gone. And I did not know until about 10 years into the blue ribbon. I stared at it and I go, oh my goodness, it's a blue ribbon. It's the color of the angel's pouch. It's the
Wow.
gold magic. It's the gold inside of us all. My angel has been here all along.
It
And that
has.
now it shows how children are bringing love to the whole wide world because of the blue ribbon.
I love it. I love it. All right. So will you tell the audience how you live the I Have Today way? And if you would start it with, I have today too.
So I have today to love myself. I have today to listen to my heart and to act on it. I have today to take a risk. I have today to know that every moment of my life I can see the beauty in myself, the beauty in others, and I can touch your life because I say so.
Oh my God. So beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Okay. And then last question is, what do you wish more people knew?
I wish that more people would know that they can reach out to a mentor like you, to people like myself, that they do not have to dig the ditch themselves and go crazy and want to commit suicide or drink more or beat their kids up or beat themselves up. That now you could reach out and just say, ask people and go to programs like yours and start to develop and say, I can reach out, I can contact that person, I can make a difference. Don't do it alone ever, not anymore.
That's beautiful. That is such a beautiful way to end this. All right. So, where can people find out about the ribbons and participate and get involved?
So you can go to Blue Ribbons, BLUERIBBONS.org, and you could go and order the blue ribbons. Watch our blue ribbon movie about the boy that didn't commit suicide. It's on our homepage. And please contact me, Sparky, email me, Sparky, SPARKY at blueribbons.org. And just say, I want to find out more about how we can bring the blue ribbon concept into our cities and get our kids involved, get you to speak at our schools. You have training programs. We want to know about that. Please contact me directly and I'll talk to you and we'll figure it out. Being a part of our Standing Strong Together training program. You have to be nominated for that and vetted by me. So those are a few things. And also we're on every social media platform. And we always post almost every day. So check out, I think it's grandma.sparky. I think it's something. And on TikTok too.
Yes.
I call it ticky-tacky to everybody. So those are some of the places you can get in touch with us.
Yes, and you have a massive following, and I see you on there daily. So you're there. You're 82 years young. You have no signs of slowing down, everyone. I mean, this is what a passion-filled life looks
Right.
and feels like. She feels unconditional love for herself, and she's on a mission every single day to let other people know that who they are makes a difference and that they matter. So thank you so much for being here, Sparky. I love you so much. And I know that I will see you soon.
Okay. God bless everybody. Have a great time. Lighten up.
Yes, totally. Lighten up. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Such a good, heartfelt show. And I hope you felt it too. Get involved in the Blue Ribbon movement. It is phenomenal. And it literally takes 1 minute to change the life of somebody, literally, to go from angry and frustrated and feeling all of that to feel dignified and with respect. So, okay. So what I said to you earlier in the show is two things. Stay till the end. We have our mantra meditation coming up. And then also the other thing that I wanted to share is I am going to do an encore event of the TV Host Maker live event, the 3-day event that Sparky was referring to. I'm doing it again. This time it's going to be 100% virtual. And I'd love to invite you to attend it. If you want to know more about what it is, Take a look and a listen to this video right now.
Diane Forster. What can I say about Diane Forster?
Diane Forster has such a long history of expertise and experience. I knew I'd be able to learn a lot of information from her.
I would feel so bad if I did not tell you what an amazing teacher she is, and that you need to launch your own TV show and let Diane show you how to do it.
It's live training for people who want to be a TV host, and I've had so much fun. I've learned a lot. I've been a TV host for well over 30 years, and I love how simple she makes it sound for people to do what they've always dreamt about, which is have their own TV show.
If you want to differentiate yourselves from your competitors, you need to be like Diane Forster.
I launched my own TV show called Pivot Now. I mean, it's amazing how it just took off.
I'd recommend it to anybody who's thinking about starting a show. Diane is a professional, and I'm really excited to be working with her.
2 weeks ago, I would never have thought that I'd come here and be at this event, meeting the most amazing people and having the experience that I've had, and then learning that the wealth of wisdom that she's provided, it is beyond what I could have imagined.
I had a great time learning so much from it. I learned a lot from Story Diane. I think you are very inspirational.
And made me realize I needed a bigger goal, and she helped me to step up into my courageousness. I can now open up my own TV network show to have a platform on which I can serve this woman from a higher place.
And what I so appreciate about today is her integrity, her spirit, her true caring, showing up. I'm coaching with her now as well, and we all think way too small, and she makes you think a lot bigger.
She provides the support, the information, the administrative detail, all the technical side, and really puts it in a wonderful user-friendly package.
You're going to love her material. It's so easy to learn from her. And so I just can't recommend any more strongly. Launch your own TV show, embrace the future, and make an impact on the world.
All right, so there is the QR code. You can go to www.tvhostmaker.com/live. Now listen, if you've got a goal, a dream, a vision, and a mission, like I do, like Sparky does, you want to make greater impact in the world, and you do have a story, and you do matter, and your story and your experiences in your life will help other people by sharing your voice out in a much bigger way. And with 40 years experience doing a variety of things, I am telling you this, that a television show is the number one way to get your message out there, to reach a global audience and make impact, make income, build your credibility. And I really encourage you to join me for this event. You can watch it from the comfort of your own home. Come spend 3 days with me as we build out your unique show, your brand, your business, and your, massive impact in the world. So I hope that you guys will join me. All right. Well, here we are. It's the end of the show, and we're getting ready to do our mantra meditation. So if you are driving, obviously you cannot close your eyes. You can kind of tune in and listen, but please be safe. Everybody else, just stop what you're doing. No multitasking right now. Put your devices down. Just take 3 minutes with me to take a deep breath, and let's anchor in what happened today. So listen to my guidance. I'm going to ask you to breathe in for the count of 4. Pull it all the way down to your root chakra, like your tailbone. Hold it for the count of 8 as we send energy to all 8 of our chakras, including our soul star above our head, and then blow it out for 8 seconds like you're blowing out birthday candles. Blow really hard so that you get any toxic energy up and out of you. You don't need to carry it around. That's part of the reason why I'm crying every day. I'm getting rid of that stuff, right? We're going to do that breath 2 times and then just listen to the words. So here we go. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose for the count of 4 and pull it down. And hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And blow it out. Lighting up all those chakras, healing every part of your body. It feels so good. Let's do it again. Breathe in for 4. hold it and count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and blow it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles, big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to love and accept myself and others. Love is all that matters, and I matter. I am here for a reason and a purpose, and there are no mistakes. And while I'm here, I'm going to do everything I can to know that I matter. I'm going to focus on the things that bring me joy. I'm going to focus on all the parts that I love about myself and speak kindly about myself. Be forgiving of myself. And do whatever I need to do every single day to get in touch with me and love myself. Because when I do that, it makes it so much easier for me to love and accept others. I now know that we are all here to be different, to be unique, to be special, and to be loved and accepted for just who we are, that we do matter, and that we all deserve to live with dignity and respect. I'm going to be vulnerable and honest. I know that I don't have to pretend to have it, quote unquote, all together. And I know that the opinion of myself is the one that matters the most. And I love and accept myself just as I am. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can open your eyes. I want to thank my beautiful guest, Helice Sparky Bridges. You are a beautiful soul. Thank you for your contributions in this world. Thank you for being in my life. I want to thank you, my audience, for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you come back. And if you've been here before, I want to say thank you so much for the continued support. You can find us at DianeForster.com, and all the social links are I Have Today with Diane Forster and Diane Forster Official. We'll see you next time. Have a beautiful today. Take care. Bye-bye.